Okay. Church music in the 20th century and beyond. Dito, mas makaka-relate na tayo dito mga kapatid. The 20th century saw a vast expansion in the diversity of styles and expressions within sacred music. From traditional to contemporary, composers experimented with new techniques while simultaneously preserving sacred traditions. This period also saw the rise of contemporary worship music and the integration of more popular music styles into the worship context. Now, napaka-importante ng mga words na ginamit po dito sa statement na to, mga kapatid, to summarize the whole context of what we call the 20th century church music, from traditional to contemporary. Okay, let's go to the number one. The impact of modernism on church music. So the modernist movement, which flourished in the early 20th century, had a profound influence on sacred music. Modernism sought to break away from traditional forms and harmonies, embracing what? New ways. Pwede ba nating i-type, mga kapatid, sa ating comment or message box, the word new ways? Embracing new ways of what? Thinking and expressing emotions. So, ibig sabihin, lumabas na sila sa, they went outside the box. Composers began experimenting with dissonance, irregular rhythms, and unconventional orchestration to challenge established norms in church music. Makikita natin dito, mga kapatid, ano bang ibig sabihin ng dissonance or dissonance and atonality? Ibig sabihin, composers, gumamit sila ng dissonant harmonies and experimented with atonal music, leading to a more fragmented and complex sound. Rhythmic complexity, unconventional rhythms, and time signatures were used to convey modern sensibilities and the complexities of contemporary life. And then innovative orchestration, composers moved away from traditional orchestrations, experimenting with unusual combinations of instruments or even electronic sounds. Yun. So, ibig sabihin, kasi tignan natin kung ano yung mga terms na nabanggit dito sa period na to na hindi nabanggit sa iba na nauna, which is the word electronic sounds. Okay? Yun pong ibig sabihin ng innovative orchestration. Ang key influencer dito, mga kapatid, is si Igor Stravinsky. Si Stravinsky, mga kapatid, yung kanya pong isa sa mga sacred works such as yung Symphony of Psalms and also Requiem Canticles shows, ano daw po, mga kapatid, showcases modernist approaches to sacred music with spare orchestrations and complex rhythms. Okay, I didn't put the picture of Olivier Messiaen dito, mga kapatid, but you can search it on the Google. Si Miss Yanes, mga kapatid, other, La Natividad do Señor, if I'm correct with my pronunciation again, and other works combined modernist techniques with deeply spiritual themes, using complex rhythmic structures and unique harmonies to express religious devotion. Okay, dito na tayo mga kapatid sa pag-usbong ng contemporary worship music or what we call the CWM. Okay? Na na-emerge mga kapatid in the middle or mid-20th century, influenced by what? Popular music styles. Ano yung mga popular music styles mga kapatid? Ito na, papalapit na tayo sa sa atin, ayan. Such as my folk, my rock, meron ng pop. Pwede bang ilagay nyo dyan sa message box mga kapatid? We have the folk, we have the rock, and we have the pop. Folk, rock, pop. This movement sought to create a more relatable and accessible form of church music that would appeal to modern congregation. Actually, kung titingnan natin mga kapatid, if we're going to look back sa previous discussions natin sa mga previous periods, yung mga kanta na pinoproduce nila o yung mga kanta na kanila pong kinocompose is based doon sa audience or doon sa mga tao, kung anong klasing mga tao yung nandun sa period na yun. And of course, sa period na to, modern na ang mga tao, modern na ang congregation. So the music should adjust sa kung saan klase ng music makaka-relate ang congregation. Dito na, yung paggamit ng gitara, keyboard, drums. Naging common na siya. Replacing traditional organs and choirs in many churches. Nagigets nyo ba? Nakikita nyo po ba mga kapatid? Napipicture nyo ba sa inyong mga isipan?
Ginagamit mo yung sa cellphone?
Yung
Itong klaseng isang cellphone.
changes na nangyari.
So, naka-VIP ka ba
Diba?
sa Shopee? Oo.
Nakikita natin.
May ano ba yun? Di ba nag-discount sa'yo? Tawa sa'yo.
Okay. So, tignan natin dito mga kapatid. Simplified forms, yung kanyang characteristic. Worship songs became more focused on repeated choruses and verses designed to be easily sung by congregations. Nakaka-relate na ho kayo mga kapatid? Pagkatapos ng chorus, chorus ulit. And then, nag-sign si leader, chorus ulit. Tapos pinunta niya sa bridge, chorus ulit. Tapos bridge, tapos chorus ulit. Okay? So, ganon. Modern instrumentation. Instruments such as the electric guitar. May bass na, may drums. Yan. Naging central na tong mga modern instruments na to sa mga worship services. Okay? And also, when it comes to the emotional connection, the focus was on creating an emotional connection with God through accessible music that could be easily sung by the congregation. Okay? Next. Sino naman po ang mga key influencers dito, mga kapatid? Kilala nyo pa ba si Keith Green, a pioneer of contemporary Christian music? Green's style incorporated folk, yung rock and worship music, creating songs that deeply impacted the 1970s. Yan. Alam ko po, maaaring may naipanganak na sa ganitong year. Kayo po na nandito na nakikinig at nag-aaral mga kapatid. And 1980s church scene. Ayan, hanggang ngayon mga kapatid. Second is Chris Tomlin, known for his worship anthems like How Great is Our God. Ayan, Tomlin has been influential in modern worship music and continues to shape contemporary worship styles. Okay, next. Alam ko po mga kapatid, madami pa kayong mga kilalang mga church, key influencers sa period na, excuse me, ito. So, the integration, number 3, of pop and rock elements in church music. Ayan na, may pop na, may rock na. The 1960s and 1970s saw an increase in the integration of pop and rock music into church services. So this reflected broader cultural trends, particularly the influence of the counterculture movement and the Jesus movement. The result was a blend of Christian lyrics with the popular sounds of the era, including what? Guitar-driven melodies, harmonized vocals, and an overall casual, informal approach to worship music. Its characteristics, mga kapatid, worship songs reflected popular music trends like folk, rock, and even elements of jazz or blues, making it more relatable to what? To younger generations. Yan. So again, nakadepende na naman mga kapatid sa klase ng tao, sa klase ng audience, sa klase ng congregation. Okay? Sa napoproduce na klase ng music. The lyrical content shifted to focus on personal experiences of faith, inviting congregational participation and personal expression. So the band-led worship sa ating mga churches, mga kapatid, model became dominant in many evangelical churches, replacing the choir-led structure of the past. Meron ba dito mga kapatid habang nakikinig ka? Ganun pala yun. Okay? Ganun pala yung changes. Okay, I hope so, mga kapatid. I am hoping na may ganun tayong enlightenment or reaction or response personally sa ating pinag-aaralan sa gabing ito. Sino naman po ang key influencers, mga kapatid? I don't know if you're familiar with the Gaithers. Si Bill and Gloria Gaither introduced a more contemporary and popular style of Christian music, blending country pop and gospel influences into church music. Meron din si Don Moen, the Jesus Movement. Groups like Love Song and the Second Chapter of Acts blended rock and folk with Christian worship, influencing a generation in the 1970s. Dito na ba si Juan? Dito na ba si Don Moen or hindi pa? Okay, next. The emergence of global influences on church music. Okay, global. As the world became more interconnected, church began to incorporate global influences reflecting the growing diversity of the Christian world. Kasi diverse na di ba? Music from Latin America, Africa, and then Asia began to influence worship styles, with many churches adopting musical traditions that reflected the global church's diversity. So diverse musical worship or styles here, mga kapatid, incorporating rhythms, harmonies, and instrumentation from various cultures. Okay? Various culture, iba-iba na siya, mga kapatid. Multilingual worship. Worship songs began to be written in multiple languages, reflecting the diversity of the global church. So kanina sa Baroque period, sa classical period, romantic period, we have the Latin, ano pa ba yung mga ginagamit ng mga words, mga kapatid. Pero dito sa modern na, multiple language na siya. Global choirs and instruments, the inclusion of international instruments such as the African drum or the Latin American guitar in worship services. Yan, papalapit na tayo sa atin, mga kapatid. Key influencers here, si Miriam Makeba, a South African singer and activist whose music was often used in Christian worship to bring African rhythms and melodies into modern Christian context. Alam niyo naman mga kapatid, kapag Africa, yung klase ng rhythm and melodies na kapag nag-worship sila, kapag kumakanta sila, mga kapatid, have you tried to watch sa Facebook? Amen po ba tayo doon? Have you tried to watch an African way of singing, mga kapatid? The rhythms, the melodies, grabe, ibang iba. And then si Don and Gloria Gaither, as we have stated a while ago, mga kapatid, notably, they have incorporated global elements into their music, helping to expand the reach of their worship songs worldwide. Next, the role of technology in church music. Okay, nasa technology na tayo, mga kapatid. The 20th and 21st centuries saw the rapid advancement of audio technology, including the introduction of amplification, recording technology, and later digital media. Yan. Ang tinutukoy dito mga kapatid, yung panahon na natin ngayon. Technology changed how church music was composed, distributed, and experienced, allowing for more professional quality recordings and the digitization of worship services. Andiyan na yung streaming, podcasting, nagla-live na tayo mga kapatid sa FB, nagla-live na sa YouTube, nagpo-post na ng recorded worship service sa YouTube, meron na rin sa TikTok, at ang dami-dami na mga kapatid. See, kita natin yung changes, no? Ano naman ang characteristics ng music sa panahon natin ngayon? Amplification of instruments and voices allowed for larger, more powerful soundscapes in worship settings. Of course, recording technology, and then digital platforms allowed for the worldwide sharing of worship services, making it possible for churches to broadcast their music far beyond their local congregations. At mas naging rampant itong digital platforms, mga kapatid, when we have when COVID-19 nag-lockdown, talagang gumamit ang mga churches na mga online worship services. At dun siya nag-boom or dun naging rampant, mga kapatid. See? So here, makikita natin dito mga kapatid, sino ang may kakilala sa Bethel Music and Hillsong Worship, sa Elevation Worship, mga kapatid. Dito po sa Pilipinas, magbigay nga kayo, mga kapatid. Dito sa Pilipinas, Malayang Pilipino. Sino pa? Magbigay nga kayo, mga kapatid. Yung mga alam nyo na mga, kasi sa Elevation Worship sa ibang bansa. Bethel sa ibang bansa din. Hillsong sa ibang bansa. Sige nga po. i-type niyo po sa message box, mga kapatid. Pag may mga kakilala pa kayo. Meron ba? Ayan. Yeah, Faith Music Manila. Dito sa Pilipinas. Sino pa? One Generation. Opo, One Generation. Of course, Papuri. Papuri Singers. Ayan. Okay. Meron pa ba? Okay, sige. Dito na tayo mga kapatid sa postmodernism and church music. The early 21st century has seen the rise of postmodernism in music reflecting the broader cultural trends of relativism, fragmentation, and recontextualization of religious themes in more creative. Mas artistic na tayo ngayon, mga kapatid. Ano? Postmodern church music embraces a variety of genres, often blending traditional hymns with contemporary or even secular styles in a single worship setting. Makikita natin dito mga kapatid that the word eclectic use of genres from indie rock to electronic rock or electronic music in worship setting. The focus is on creating, take note of this mga kapatid, the focus is on creating a meaningful experience rather than strictly adhering to musical traditions or formal structures. So postmodern worship allows for a blurring of boundaries between sacred and secular music as artists seek to express faith in multifaceted ways. Andyan po mga kapatid, ewan ko kung kakilala nyo si Alec Gray, a Christian hip-hop artist who has blended Christian faith, yan, mga rap na, di ba? With secular music styles, influencing a new generation of worshipers. See? And then si Sufjan Stevens, while not strictly a church musician, Stevens has created religiously charged music that resonates with postmodern sensibilities, blending elements of folk, classical, and experimental music. So that is for the church music and the 20th century and beyond. Okay, so thank you for listening. So that is our, ang daming mga informations mga kapatid, no? Sana na-absorb natin lahat. Kapag hindi pa, in Ilocano, paliiwan tayo. Ayan, so in Inot. Ayan. So we have already discussed Baroque period, Classical period. First, ano na po yung first mga kapatid? Sige, balikan natin. Church music in the early church period, which is the Apostolic era, Medieval period, the next Renaissance period, Baroque period, and then Classical period, and then Romantic period, and then church music in the 20th century and beyond. Okay. Thank you for listening. I'll be passing the mic to Pastor Rod. Pastor Rod, take it away. Pastor Rod, andyan ka po ba?
Yes
Ayan.
po.
Yes po. Hello po, Pastor. We're done na po. Praise the Lord.
Thank you po. Bukas po at confirm natin. Ewan ko kung tuloy yung kay Pastor Jeron, pero nag-update naman siya na resume ngayon. Kailangan lang talaga mag follow up for tomorrow's lesson, yung sa instrument
Yes, Pas.
enhancement ba yun? So, yun po.
Pas, meron po